Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here, and this week I thought it was time we took a look at another adventure of Starman. The first one I did a few years back. As you know, these were episodes of a Japanese TV show that got edited into 4 films. The one we're looking at this week is the second film, entitled Invaders from Space. We get a usual recap of Starman's origins, being made from the strongest metals, who is sent to Earth by the Council of Worlds, or whatever they want to call themselves, when something happens that threatens the universe. This time, it's the Salamandermen of the planet... what is their name? Colombo. Salamandermen of Colomon. That's it, yeah. And so they send Starman because the aliens are wanting to invade Earth, wipe everyone out, which, with the atomic weaponry that Earth has, could cause some problems that might blow back on everybody else. You know. It's important. So they send him off. He's hoping to arrive before they actually get to Earth, but they're already there and have started their initial plan for their takeover of the world.
But soon after the emergency alert, people begin falling ill of an unknown disease.
First a flying saucer is spotted, and now people were dropping from a disease. Wonder if there's a connection. Well, luckily, 2 of the best scientists are on it. Dr. Asayama and, what is his name? Fukami. Unfortunately, Dr. Asayama is visited by one of the Salamandermen.
Our murderous virus is spreading. In a month it will be everywhere. Scientists mustn't get a chance to counteract the germ. To stop you, we'll paralyze your brains. My task is to make certain it's done.
How's he going to do that?
My lungs bear a radioactive material that I'll expel.
Radioactive lungs? Was that like a mist or something? Cool. It's like a beam. Noticing the salamander people don't really look like salamanders. Maybe this is an in-between form they have to be around on Earth, and maybe they have transformed into a more salamander-looking creature. Well, anyways, with his mind now under total control of the Salamander Man, he starts to lead him away with him. But he hears Starman approaching, and so he hasn't got time to deal with the doctor the way he would like. Man, he's nasty. Well, he rushes away, and the Doctor's assistant eventually finds our injured scientist and he takes him in and calls an ambulance. Meanwhile, the Salamanderman has run into Starman. And now we get to see what they really look like. Okay, that looks even less like a salamander than the more human guys. Well, Starman's going to switch in his outfit, and then we're going to get our first of several massive fight scenes. What kind of fight was that? That's more like interpretive dance. Well, then we get some footage from the two group of kids, from the two scientists, one of which finds a scale left in his father's study. Well, they don't want to take it to the assistant. They don't want to worry Mr. or Dr. Asayama. So they take it Fukomi's lab, and they find it is a scale, but not from anything in this world. Oh, and they tell the kids to keep it secret. Meanwhile, the Salamandermen try their next assault on Earth.
Now, when Kokua stood alone in the street, her spirit died. The wind roared in the trees, and the shadows tossed in the light of the street lamp.
Teacher, do you hear it? Like a siren, louder and louder. It hurts my head.
Sonic waves. Luckily, Starman senses it, and he can locate the saucer it came from. Don't worry. Starman is made of the universe's strongest metals. He's fine. What would you call that fighting style of his? Karate Aikido? Karate Judo? Not sure. Anyways, the virus they've been using is still having its effect. Luckily, the country's health organization has been able to trace everyone down to one spot where they must have gotten it from. The let's see, where is that? The Yamamoto Theater. So Dr. Fukomi and his assistant go and watch a rather interesting dance troupe. I think the doc is suspecting something.
That's right.
Thanks, Captain Kirk. Anyways, they discuss their suspicions.
My theory is, this is a perfect place from which to spread germs. I think you'll agree to that.
I do, Doctor.
That isn't all. My theory goes on. The performers are not of this earth.
So you're going to voice this in the lobby of the place that you suspect? I think there's only one response to that.
And stupid.
You are, Crow, because they're overheard.
Look! Run!
Yeah, Crow was right. Not too bright. Anyways, with the virus getting more and more spread, it's decided to ship the children all out of the city and into the country. Before they leave, Starman visits the train, specifically the car that has Fukomi's daughter and the two younger sons of Asamoto, and he gives them a round crystal ball. This will allow them to contact him if they need him. They can only use it once, so they gotta save it for a real emergency. And meanwhile, he's going to do his best to find her missing father. Well, while they are out trying to catch butterflies, they run into a weird-looking castle.
Look, a castle. I don't think we should go near it.
I am now convinced that most of the aliens they hired were from an interpretive dance troupe. I mean, there's no other explanation to me. Well, now that the kids are captured, we now cut to Starman, who has arranged for a private showing of the dance troupe. And while watching them, he's not fooled by their disguises. Of course, the Salamandermen realize he's onto them, and so they decide to take him out.
Hi, Kiba. Hi, Kiba.
He's just as formidable as ever. Well, while that's been going on, the main invasion force has been trying to get Dr. Fukomi to talk, but he won't. They want to know about the arsenal that's being built by the Earth defenses. He's not going to give it to him. So they pull the old dastardly villain trick to try to get him to talk.
Don't let me die! Father! Father! I'll die! I'll die!
Suspended over a pit of boiling ooze. Wait a minute. Didn't Starman give them a crystal or something?
That's right.
Tell us what we want to know. Speak!
Just in the nick of time. Of course, while he's busy kicking the butt out of all those other aliens, one of them decides to use his sharpened claws to drop the girl into the pit.
You criminal! And there was much rejoicing.
Well, that was a close one. Of course, seeing that they're outmanned by Starman, they take the only logical course. But they're not ready to give up just yet, and so they put their next scheme into operation.
It's me, Yuichi.
Yuichi. Oh, what happened? You've been hurt. Yuichi.
It happened in the laboratory. Some chemicals flared up, but the burns are not at all serious.
I think we can all guess who that really is. And it's not Fukomi's son. But Fukomi, of course, rushes home to see his son, who then demands he's all right and his father needs to go back to the arsenal. Which is just what they planned.
A monster!
It was a trick. We wanted to lure your father here and then follow him to the arsenal and learn its location.
They are dastardly. Well, while he leaves to follow the doctor, the nurse comes to take care of the little girl. Gosh, she's just as ugly as they guys are. Anyway, we get a prolonged chase through the streets until she makes it to the Yasumoto house. But she's not safe there either after they find out the phone lines are cut. Sure could use a Dos Ex Machina moment right now. That was a lucky bit of circumstance. Just melted into a puddle. Wonder what that stuff was.
Your children just killed a Kulomonian with a chemical. The children are perfectly safe. The police have made certain. But the Kulomonian was destroyed by it.
What was it?
It was copper sulfate in liquid.
Copper sulfate. Liquid form. Okay. Oh, as for Fukomi's son, he's okay. He was captured along with the nurse, but he escaped. Unfortunately, they've learned the location of the arsenal. And, well, with the death of the salamander woman, they've come to realize they are not as indestructible as they believed. So they immediately started an attack before they can mass produce whatever this weapon is. Luckily, Starman is on the case.
Hi, keeper.
You know, he's practically Steven Seagal before even Steven Seagal was around. Anyway, with this latest defeat, they hightail it back to the planet of Kulamon. And they decide on their ultimate weapon. They're going to change the orbit of the Earth. And this has a very interesting effect on our planet. That's causing some problems at the lab and their production of their defense weapon to disperse the sulfate. And now, when we're at our weakest, the supreme ruler of Kulamon issues his ultimatum, and Starman gives his answer.
Jim Carter. Jim Carter.
You'd think they'd fix that one weakness on their ships. Well, the leader doesn't get destroyed, just like Starman doesn't get destroyed. And so they engage in a fight in mid-air. Yeah. And we finish the fight underwater. You know, you would think with their aversion to water, blowing up and all, they'd pick a planet other than one that is 2/3 water.
That's right.
Anyway, this diversion, as it were, has allowed the scientists to develop their dispersal weapon, and they show up as Starman's fighting the rest of the aliens on Earth, and they help with the mopping up operation.
Rejoicing.
And thus, thanks to cooperation between an alien being and the scientists and government of Japan, the Earth is saved. And, but interesting side note here. In the original Japanese version, they're not called Salamandermen. That was something the English translation came up with. And here they were called Kappa. Not to be confused with Gappa, the monster from the prehistoric universe planet, which is a completely different film. Kappas were a mythological creature from Japanese mythology. But be that as it may, I kind of like this one a little bit better than the Atomic Rulers. I like that it's an alien invasion and the aliens look really weird. I also like that they have that their claws can actually hurt Starman, because in the first one he's practically indestructible. The one that followed this, Attack from Space, had more human-looking aliens, and it was okay. It was more just like one long fist fight through the film. And again, he was virtually indestructible. But the last one, Evil Brain from Outer Space, that one had probably the one creature that everybody remembers from the series if they saw the series as a kid, and had some great fights with it. Not to say that the fights here weren't interesting, especially with a lot of the flipping and things where it looks less like a fight and more like acrobatics and dancing. And I do like how in between the karate chops and backhanded chops, he's like flipping people here, flipping people there. Really good fight choreography there. And again, I'm not sure if he was using a combination of karate and judo, or if it was a combination of karate and aikido, because I'm not that knowledgeable about martial arts. Very fast paced, but given its origins, it's a little episodic, in which, they come up with a scheme, defeated, second scheme, defeated, until the very end. But yeah, some really good special effects there. Although the flying effects for Starman are, of course, the George Reeves Superman style of backscreen projection while he's hung on wires. Or, well, Starman is. Reeves used, I think, a transparent board, because he had started using wires and then they broke, and he dropped something like 10, 12 feet onto a concrete floor and said he wasn't going to do that again. Either way, God, that fight in the air. Oh, comedy gold, people. Comedy gold. That is the height of camp for me, and I love campy superhero stuff. But yeah, really like this one. Probably my favorite of the four they did. Interesting villains, interesting makeup, especially for the one woman who's listed in the credits as Hag, probably because of her cackling laugh she had. And yeah, very menacing too. I liked her a lot. And I like the two different makeups. You've got the Earth disguise makeup where they can't actually change the whole face, and then the second one where they have the kind of the bulbous heads and the scaly bodies. I mean, for suits, they're pretty good, especially considering this was like mid-60s. And of course, Japan is the home of suitmation. But yeah, this is out of all of the superhero shows that got edited into films, which includes Prince of Space, Voyage into Space, which was the Johnny Sacco one, and I don't think Invasion of the Neptune People, that was an actual film instead of a TV show. But of those, this is probably my favorite overall. A lot of fun action, some interesting humor, and the kids do not get so involved in this one. That was a problem with a lot of them, which always had kids centered because they were aimed at kids. But this one, they at least kept them to the proper thing where they weren't constantly getting into trouble and having to be saved. It was very specific times and they even got to save themselves once, so that was kind of cool too. Well, please hit like, share, and subscribe, and as always, stay after the credits for my favorite scene.